everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Love, God, and the Art of French Cooking. I'm James Twyman, and I'm the author of the book that I just mentioned. And I really hope you have a chance to read this book and experience it for yourself. In particular, the reason why we wanted to do these little episodes, these cooking classes, is so that you could be introduced to this guy here, Roger Dufau, who was my spiritual mentor, the guy who taught me how to cook. I know you're really hesitant to be seen in that way, but because, I remember you said something about it's not about, being a great chef, that you consider yourself to be a simple chef. It's more about how you're a good worker and you know how to choose the right ingredients.
That's right. I respect the food from the really beginning. I respect the way animals have been treated. They have been fed, and they have been even killed. Mm-hmm. And this make a huge difference. Mm-hmm. Make a huge difference.
So respect, I think you're saying.
That's right.
That's the key.
Is the key, because now there is a huge world population, lots of people to feed, and the method are super production. Chicken are on top of one another, the pigs are on top of one another. I mean, even the cattle now, and it's not in Canada, but over there in the US, you have lots of BHS and all those things. We don't have this.
And this is something you're really passionate about.
Oh yes, this is not on. For me, it's not on.
Now, I think this beautiful thing you're wearing in this little, it says, eat well, laugh often, live long. That's kind of your philosophy, isn't it?
I think so. The old timer, they didn't worry about calorie, and they live quite long life, most of them. Mm-hmm. But they didn't have the pressure we have today, and they didn't have the worry, and they did laugh much more often. Mm. And strangely enough, when you travel the world, as you see, sometimes the more simple people are, which look to us very poor,
the happier
they laugh a lot. Yeah. They laugh constantly. They're constantly laughing about whatever.
Which is, I've spoken a lot about this, that we think of rich versus poverty, abundance, but for me, often the most simple people, the people who sometimes have less than what we would think of as abundance, tend to be the most abundant. And often, people who we would think of as the richest tend to be the poorest, because it's the way they live their lives, isn't it?
That's right. It's the way they feel it there, That's how it all translates to. So here today, I'm going to have a chicken, and I'm going to roast it, and you can do this. Well, first of all, it's it doesn't mean frozen, so that's better.
And this is a kosher chicken as well,
and this one is a kosher chicken, and the reason you cannot buy kosher all over, but because we have a Jewish community, I bought this in Toronto. I was going there, and it's the way it is fed, nurtured, and killed at the end and blessed. Mm-hmm. So, you don't have to go through all this motion.
So it almost has a vibration.
Let's say it has a little bit more care than the big mass-producing chop.
Right.
And to me, it makes a difference. And again, I'm going to do it very simple. I love my garlic, as you know.
In fact, if you missed one of our previous episodes when Roger talked about the garlic.
And this is fresh local garlic, by the way.
Fresh local garlic that he smashes, which is really, it was the metaphor that you used so often in this book about letting our lives be smashed. So
that's right, so that you can get the juice out of it.
Yeah.
Or get vulnerable and
life is all about the juice, isn't it?
That's right, let the juice and the spice of life come together.
Even though it seems like it's a violent thing, most people want to cut it and be very careful.
No, chin-chin, because it oxidizes and...
Wait, do you mind if I do one? Because, I've never actually had it, so I just really smash it. Is that...
Yeah.
How was that?
Good, that's pretty good. Okay. That's pretty good.
I'm not as
So
good as
what
you.
I'll do here now, I'm going to pinch it and put it a little bit on the side here, just that when it cooks, it's going to flavor all this, And I'll put some a little bit in the front as well, almost under the skin, And you see, garlic is something that every culture that does decent food use garlic. Now, if you're allergic to garlic, I think it's a tragedy. To me, it would be a tragedy to become allergic to garlic. But I'm lucky, I'm not. And what do I do now? I put salt, again, my sea salt, a little bit outside, mostly inside, a bit of black pepper, And then I have thyme here, but you can put whatever herbs you want. You know, this is dry herb, by the way. If you have fresh herbs in the garden, fine, you know, just stick them inside.
Now, by the way, I should mention that clearly this is a commercial kitchen that you have, so
Yes,
you
well-
have big containers of all these things. The average person is not going to have such a big container. Once again, you want to keep it fresh. You want to...
Well, this is correct. Thank you. They will be smaller, but the stuff inside is the same, you know, but they will be smaller. I use parchment paper here for two reasons. First, because I'm lazy, I don't want to scratch and clean my pan too long, and it will cook into this. The juice will recuperate. I can best it when I cook it. And at the end, I just take the excess of oil out. By the way, this oil you can keep to saute potato or fry the eggs if you want, because it has no cholesterol. Poultry fat has no cholesterol, strangely enough. And France, we use the duck fat, the geese fat, and goose liver and things like that. But and we don't get fat. So here I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. I can put a little bit of butter if you want inside, you know, just a little bit, you know. And I don't put pepper and things like this outside. What could be nice if you want, if you have grated ginger and a little bit of soy sauce or vinegar and a little bit of honey. The three ingredients mixed together, and just the last 10 minutes, you baste this on top, and it will give a nice color and a nice flavor as well. So, I mean, you can do so many things with chicken. But basically, the trick is a good quality chicken to start with. And I'm going to put this in the oven, and you'll see the way it gets out. Okay, so this is my chicken. The way it will come out. It may not look very pretty, but the flavor will be wonderful. And I'm going to cut it. You know, I'll take it. So I'll cut it in 4. You know. Sorry.
Once again, it's so simple. Anybody could do this, including me.
Yes, and you could have this with, you know, it would be very good with the potato, either the roasty, either the, you know, the gratiné potato.
Now, one of the things that I think is
this.
interesting about you, I mean, you did win a rather significant national award here in
Yes,
Canada
I won with
for your beef.
Beef bourguignon,
Yeah,
something
and-
I rarely do, by the way.
And yet you're a vegetarian, right?
Almost. No, I'm not a pure
I
vegetarian.
mean, in
but
fact,
mostly.
you specialize, if I recall, in fishes, like your specialty.
I will take fish 3 times or 4 times over meat of any kind. So, and you see the chicken is very nice and moist. It's almost a tiny little bit rare at the bone inside, you know. But this will create a chicken which is not dried up, you know, because unfortunately, most of the time, and you can put the juice if you want on top, but you know, the juice of the cooking. A little bit of garlic and parsley if you want. I have some in my machine here, you know, just to make it look pretty, if you want, you know. And basically, you can serve this with a salad, with the potato as I suggest, with vegetable you do. I mean, it's up to your imagination.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to throw this out, you see. When I do chicken, I usually do 4 or 5 chickens. So with this, I will make a stock out of this.
Great.
Which
You
means
use
this will be-
everything.
Exactly. This will be good. You know, the tail of the parsley. I will use this to make a stock. And the stock will be used for soup or for sauce if you reduce it quite a bit. So you get the flavor out of this too.
Well,
You
once
don't really
again,
waste it.
it's amazing to see how simple this is, how elegant, and that really, I think, is
And
what
moist. This is
and
really
moist.
moist and tasty.
What I try to bring out in this book is the simple elegance of the way you live life, the way you cook, the food, and I really hope you all get a chance to
And mostly to share it with friends.
share it
Sorry
with
to
friends.
interrupt.
I hope you get a chance to read this book because you're going to get to experience Roger in a new way, a lot of the things that I went through to get to this point. And I'm just really happy we've had this chance to share with you here. So once again, Roger, thank you.
Thank
It's
you
been
very much for
great.
watching. Thank you.
And I hope you join us for more episodes because this is a wonderful way for us to share. So thank you so much. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you. There's another one. Who wants to let? You have to wait.